morning, Jules here from Joolsedesigns and JT Creations and from sunny Cyprus. So anybody that followed me knows that at the moment I'm in Cyprus. I'm here for 3 months. So I'm kind of limited to my craft supplies. I did bring some with me. I brought some dies. I brought a mini die cutting machine with me. However, this die won't fit. It's a Tim Holtz die. Sizzix Thinlets, I think they are. And it won't fit in. These will fit in my die machine, but this won't. So for whatever reason you're away from your die cutting machine, I'm going to show you that you can use them. You know, if you've bought a die that's a bit too big for your machine at home, I have a big huge electronic thing, but you can also stencil, well, so like, you know, draw around, and I have done that with a lot of the Sizzix dies because they've you get the, oh, what is it, the layered dies, all the fancy frilly like doily ones. And what I used to do was I used to cut them out, then I used to put the die itself on another piece of paper and draw around it like this. So I got that extra little bit slightly larger die when I was layering up. That was in more or less in my card making days. I still do cards, but not as much as I like my junk journals. And I've just let me get that back. I've not drawn around that properly. That's it. Now I can see the lines, maybe you can't, but what I'll do is I'll speed this up. I'm going to cut it out. Okay, so then all I do is I just fold that in. Pull it. That's it. So it sticks out a little bit more than that. And then pull this one in. Oh, now for some reason that's not doing it. Right, okay, so I've made a mistake somewhere along the cutting. I haven't made a mistake, I've just not pulled it in right. There you are. So when you get your 2 flaps in, you'll know. And then I'm just going to fold them that way and that way. And then you've got your this one down that way and this one here. And I've got my nice wee steampunk. This paper is steampunk paper that I've been working on. I haven't released it yet in my Etsy shop because it's not fully, I've not fully finished the kit. But I just thought I'd bring some bits and pieces with me to work on because I quite like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stick this down. And oh, one thing, when you're using pins in your glue, make sure that they are stainless steel. This pin isn't stainless steel, so it rusts. However, it doesn't do anything to the glue. Just makes it, as you can see, a little bit orangey. What I'm doing is I'm doing a thin line there and a thin line on this edge, straight as you can, not like a donkey's hind leg. I tend to get the donkey's hind legs quite often. And I'm just going to turn that in a bit more. That's it. Stick it down, and you can have this flap inside, but I prefer it outside, and I think it is meant to go outside. I know on the I think on the picture I tend to at home, my pictures are in my folder where I keep all my dies or my wee slots. So there we have that. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to ink it. If I want like a policy. So with this die set you get nice little tags, little tiny cute ones. You get some big ones, you get some tickets, but you get these, and they can be used on a tag, you know, at the top, so like the hole reinforcers. You get this, another circle, but what I tend to do is I tend to cut these and use them, and I've already got two cut. There we are, and I'd cut them with, and we'll use the, no we won't, we'll use the steel ones. These are actually Tim Holtz brads that I bought, and I just put them in this little tub. You usually get these little tubs, you can either buy them in the craft shops, which is the bigger ones, but these you tend to get with when you're going on holiday, and you can go and buy the empty bottles for dispensing shampoo and stuff. You always get a couple of these for putting cream or whatever, and I like them for putting things like that in for taking on holiday. I really should do I should do a whole video on packing craft stuff up for holiday, because this is the third time I've done it now, and I'm getting quite good at it, my husband says. Right, so this has already got a hole in, and I want to put the hole in there. Now I'm using this, it's like a pen, and I've had it for years. I don't know where I got it from, but you can put blades in it. It's got the ball tools that go in it, and I usually bring it on holiday with me. But as I'm saying, when you're poking holes in things, just be careful of your fingers underneath, because you can give yourself a sore one. I know I've done it many times. And also, if you're poking holes and you're resting down, make sure you've got something underneath and you're not poking a hole in your good dining room table or desk or something. So I want this down here, and I'm just holding it. Again, be careful where your fingers are. I'm just putting my nail down there just to open it a little bit so that it's easy, because obviously you can't get inside, but I can see, and because I've got long nails, if you haven't got long nails, you can use your pokey tool and just spread the legs a bit, and then now what I normally do is I normally put a little bit of tape, and when I come abroad, I don't bring double-sided sticky tape with me, but what I usually do is go into one of the local grocers or, well, supermarkets, and they always have masking tape, and it's quite cheap. So that's what I usually do, is I put a little bit of masking tape over and then press it down there, and then a little bit of masking tape. I'm going to cut this one, and then what I do is I open the envelope and I poke it down, and that's it over there. And it's just if you're putting anything in the envelope, it's you're not going to be catching on the legs. And I don't know whether you can see, but you can see that's quite solid like that one. So, and the one good thing about masking tape is it colours with your inks, so you can blend it in, and when it's vintagey, it just looks part of the vintagey look. So there we have that. Now, also what I want to show you how to do is, if for some reason your die machine isn't working, and you still want one of these, but you don't want to, or you don't have, right, okay, so I'll rephrase that. So if you don't have a die machine, so you're not going to buy dies, I've actually done one of these as a template. It's on my Ko-fi site, and it is a freebie. So there's one on white, you know, and when you print it out, it is just this. And there is another one that's done in, I think it's a pale blue coloured paper. So you can use that one as an actual envelope. And then this one, if you just back it on card or whatever and use it as a template. So this is right, I'm going to work in inches. It's easy for me to work in inches. So it's just over the 6 inches. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just mark it just over the 6 inches. Just got a permanent, it's just a micron pen, and what I'm doing is I'm marking my ruler, and then I'm just putting a notch up from there. I'm just going to do the same here, and the same here, and it's 5.5. So I'm just going to cut that out. Yeah, I don't want wrappy pages, so just cut these off, and I'm just going to use you want it to go in, so you want the flaps to go into the middle. So to find the middle, the best way to do that is just nip the ends or measure it. It's entirely up to you. And then what I do is, for the video, so you can see, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a line up the middle. Just so you can see what I'm doing. You're not going to, whoop, that was a bit wonky. Right, so what you want is you want your flaps to go just slightly over that middle bit, and just crease it down, and this flap to go just slightly over, let me see, over that flap, and crease it down. And then we want this flap to go up, which is about that. and we want this flap to come down, and then my trimmer does have like a bone folder in it, which is quite good. So what I'm doing is I'm just creasing these sides down because we're going to be cutting bits off. Now what I need to do is I need to cut the 4 corners out. I'll get rid of some of my mess. So there we have it. So there, that one's a little bit bigger, a bit taller. So that's fine. But yeah, same width. But as I said, you can do it with any. You don't have to have measurements. You know, if I wanted to, I could do a tall one with this. Show you. So all I would do is just eyeball the middle, crease it down like that, turn this bottom bit over, turn the top bit over, and there you have it. You've got a tall pocket, and then you can put your circles on, and then all you do is you just cut out the 4 corners. Or if you want a little fat one, you just eyeball it the same. Right, we'll do that a little bit better, Julie. There we are. And just turn that up. Depends what size journal you're doing. And turn that down. And there we have it. So it's an envelope. I mean, even if you have a die machine, you can do it like this if you don't have the dies. Dies are expensive and die machines are expensive. So if you don't have a die machine, you want to make envelopes, this is the way. If you have a die machine but you don't want, you know, you can't find the envelope that you're looking for, the size, you can do it that way. Just going to put that, I'm not putting the needle in that anymore. So what I want now is I want some circles for this. So we're going to have to cut some circles out. But the last thing you want is your dies to cross over, because you can ruin your die. The one that's crossed over, if the cutting edge is on it, it can sort of like flatten it a bit. I know, I've done it. I've done it with a really good set of Sizzix dies, and I was so upset. So I learnt the hard way. And I'm just going to poke these out. With the little die. I think that's cute. I just put numbers on that one. I think that's why you get the numbers in the die, so you can put some bigger numbers on. That I won't throw away because I'll use it. And again, what we're going to do now, this is paper. Now really I need to back it onto card. I've got some cereal box. Ideal thing for using. If you stick it onto the matte side, you can use any glue. If you stick it onto the glossy side, I would use Fabri-Tac. Yes. And all I do is I just put some string and that, tie it in 2 knots. Take that off. Alright, just let me, I'm going to see if I can get this string to do both envelopes. Yeah, so I'm just going to cut that, tie this, and again I'll cut that one off. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this tinsy little label and just show you what you can do with these. Again, you can cut these out in paper, just okay. And then usually what I do is that's my 5, using a micron 0.5, and I'll put a number on, so it's 3, 7, 6, 1. I don't know where I got the number from, but it's not any specific number, and then you just tie that round. And there you have the little label. You can put them inside. And I have been making these quite a lot because I like them, and I'm doing a back to basics journal. So I've got quite a few here. When I find them, there they are. So these have been made, and they've all been, these were cut out with the die. I cut them out before I came away, and that's Basil's paper. But these have all been cut out using either the die as a template or just doing the measurements. So I hope you get something out of this. I hope you enjoyed it, and happy crafting when you're making your envelopes. So see you in the next video. Bye.